Hello everyone, welcome back to a new and special video. Before I tell you a little bit more about this special collaboration, I'm gonna tell you how I'm mixing my colors. So I prepared 4 cups of resin. I'm using here the Mastercast resin, thick resin. And in my first cup, I have 30 grams of resin, 3 drops of the Pigment Drops in White from Etter Art. Mastercast I also get from Etter Art. And I'm stirring this very, very well. I thought I'm taking you with me how I'm preparing my colors. And yeah, sometimes it's interesting, and I thought I'd take you with me. So this is my white, and as you could see, it's semi-transparent, and I thought I add like 2 drops of the elderberry resin ink from Etter Art into my white, so I get this wonderful, it's sort of a lavender color, a nice purple color, which I really like. So it's very beautiful. I stirred this very well, and then I can take my second cup, and in each of the other cups I have 20 grams of resin. So my first color is metal powder, and it's silver. I also stir this very, very well so that all the particles are mixed well into my resin, as you can see. Very nice. I love to work with silver. I like silver very, very much, as you probably saw in my recent videos. Then I have here, I think the color is called Blue Jasmine. It's a very beautiful bluish purple tone. Really like this. I also mix this very well. And you saw I'm not taking too much of it because I don't want my pigment to be too heavy. And then after mixing this, I have my last one, and it's the Bohemia, and it's a mica powder, a darker purple powder from Craftsman store. So it's the first time I'm using this one, and I really adore this beautiful color. So these are my colors. And while I'm still stirring and preparing later on my mold, I tell you a little bit about this collaboration. So we 6 German artists. We are like Sandra Rettich. We are, let me think, I need to think about it. Art of Chest Jacket, it's Rebecca. Then there is Pure Pour by Nicole. Nicole Martin. There is Marion Richter. M&R Decor, I think. Excuse me, Marion, I hope I said it correctly. There's Petra from Petra's Bunte Glitzerwelt, and there's myself. So the idea we had, we will invite a guest resin artist to our collaboration. And we had the idea to invite Michelle Main. It's Michelle Resin Rebel. And I have her spotlight at the beginning of my video. I think you saw it. So if you want to have the information about Michelle, just check it out. Just scroll back so you can read a little bit more. But I will also link her video in my description box in the playlist, and her channel into my description box. So Michelle is actually someone I know for almost 6 years. So she was one of the very first subscribers to my YouTube channel. And I was very happy when all the other girls have chosen Michelle to be the first one to join our collaboration. And I really like it. And Michelle was the one who needed to choose the theme to this challenge or to this collaboration, and she wanted to have a bloom, a 3D bloom. You can use white pigment, but she also said we need to use mica powder. So that's why I had 2 mica powders. I have a metal powder, and I have my white, which I colored in purple. So thank you, Michelle, because I think it's a quite challenge, especially when you do the blooms using mica powder. I'm very curious about every single creation, and especially about yours, Michelle. So we will wait and see. Anyway, I prepared my Mastercast resin as you saw, and I start. And like you know from me, I love to do the spiral because I get the best results using the spiral technique. And especially also for beginners, I think it's the easiest way to do a 3D bloom. I started now with my silver, as you see, and I'm not going with my silver at the moment right to the edges of the mold. By the way, I'm using here the M-size tray mold, the Oriental tray mold from MoldsandShapes. So I link this also into my description box so you can have a look. MoldsandShapes are back from their season holiday 1st of July. So I'm very curious what they come up with. And anyway, now I'm just using some some alcohol inks, and I have the color Plum. It's from Octopus. And look at this awesome color. And what I noticed, do you see how the silver is moving? It makes a pattern on its own where I drop my alcohol ink. It's very funny. I didn't expect this, but resin does what it wants. So I also add 1 drop into the center. Now I have my second color, and this is the lighter color, the blue jasmine. And I also pour it in a spiral. You will see it in a second. Also in the center, it's very funny that because I added the alcohol ink, that my color spreaded. So this is something I didn't know, that this would happen that way. But it's interesting because I've never poured alcohol inks or resin inks after I already put a color in a spiral or whatsoever. So it's very interesting to see. Now I thought I just pull out my alcohol inks, the drops, where I have the tips of the mold, of the Oriental mold. So it's a very unusual pour for me, except from the spiral. Now I have the Bohemia, this beautiful, beautiful purple tone. I really love this. Also go in a spiral, and as you see, I really didn't mix my micas too heavy, just a hint of it, not too much into my resin, because I really don't want it to drop. The Mastercast resin, this time I didn't let it set, so there are different results whether you let your Mastercast resin or your resin sit a little bit or you don't. This time I didn't let it sit before I started mixing. So anyway, now I have my berry juice as the next color. And I will be dropping this into these bows of the mold. And this is a slightly lighter color. It's a more pinkish tone. And you see the same is happening, it's spreading out my silver again. It's actually not really spreading out the mica powder, but the metal powder. And this is very interesting. And now I have my white mix with the elderberry, and I'm pouring on top, as you can see. And now I'm also going to the edges, just following the lines of the mold. So it's a very, for me, chaotic pour, I think. Dropping and pouring and dropping and pouring. But yeah, if you don't try a little bit new for yourself, you never know what's happening. You never know what results you're gonna get. And I'm sure I will be trying this way, pouring again. So I still have some silver left, and I'm pouring outside because I want a little bit silver to be seen. I'm not sure if I will be successful with this because I believe the white will be spreading out a little bit more towards the edges, whereas the silver maybe goes more to the center. I'm not quite sure, but I will see. So yeah, anyway. So this is practically my pour done, and I can start doing my pattern, and you will see I'm going where the bows are to the inside, and I'm always drawing my pattern opposite to each other. Do you see this? I always have the feeling it's then more equally, but I'm not sure if I'm right, but that's the way I'm most of the time doing my pattern. So the last two lines, and then I'm done with my first way of pouring, of drawing. And now I'm just going from the inside to the outside in these wiggly, wavy lines. Yeah, wavy, I learned from some of the viewers. They said it in one of my videos, just say wavy. So I'm saying wavy. And I think it's really looking very interesting already. I just hope that I have chosen the right color combination, but this is something I will see afterwards. So this is quite nice. I really like it. And then I was fighting with myself. Shall I make a little swirl or shall I not? But you will see I'm making a tiny, ever tiny swirl. So I just couldn't leave it. I like the swirls, and yeah, anyway. So now I'm going to take you down for a close-up, and this is round about 5 to 10 minutes after I stopped with my pattern. And yeah, I'm quite positive. It looks very good. The resin is spreading. The colors are spreading very, very well. So I'm crossing my fingers for myself that the result's gonna turn out good. I'm not gonna make a back layer because, as people know me, sometimes I just love the transparency of the edges, and I love looking through the transparent edges. Anyway, let's have a look. And look at this. I really like it. It's not a traditional bloom, and it looks like it's all a little bit wrinkly, but I really like it. It has very nice sheen, and I like the contrast to the silver and the whitish, and yeah, I'm very happy with this pour. I will be showing you my end result, and while I'm showing you this, please have a look at all the other artists, because I'm sure they do very amazing artwork. And yeah, if you are not sure who's participating, just have a look at the playlist in my description box, and I would be happy if you enjoy watching all the videos. Okay, that's me for now. Thank you for watching, and take care, guys. Bye-bye.